Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by mid-February? As we enter a new year, you might be wondering why your past attempts at positive change haven't stuck around. So here's a perspective that could transform your approach. What if the secret to lasting change isn't about cramming more into our lives, but rather creating space for what truly matters to us? This is where minimalist strategies can become your secret weapon for real transformation. Picture your typical January. Like a lot of other people, you might be excitedly piling on new routines, habits, and commitments. But just like trying to plant new seeds in overcrowded soil, these good intentions can't take root when there's no room to grow. I've definitely learned this the hard way myself. It was only when I simplified my to-do list that my productivity soared, and only after quitting several social media apps that I dramatically reduced my screen time and began to feel truly present in my everyday life. By thoughtfully simplifying different areas of your life, from your physical spaces to your daily schedule, you create the mental clarity and breathing room required for new habits to flourish. So in this video, I'll be sharing 6 practical minimalist methods that have helped thousands in our community create lasting change. And these aren't just tips, they're proven strategies that will help you build the foundation for your best year yet. Let's get into it. Here's the simple truth. Most of us check our phones over 100 times a day, letting hours slip away into the digital void. So, the solution? Treat your digital life like you would any other important appointment. By designating specific times for email and social media, removing unnecessary apps from your phone, and also turning off those anxiety-inducing notifications, you can quickly go from feeling scattered to focused. For me, maintaining screen-free mornings and a fully decluttered home screen has helped to cut my screen time in half, and it's also just helped me establish a more positive daily rhythm right from the start of the day. By treating your phone as a tool rather than a time trap, you'll finally have time to do the things that make you genuinely happy. When I embraced digital minimalism and began creating those more intentional spaces in my day, I discovered room for activities that I always knew were beneficial but couldn't prioritize. As a stay-at-home mom, one significant opportunity this has provided me is pockets of time to exercise, which is actually why I was drawn to Train Well, the sponsor of today's video. Their approach to fitness really aligns with what we've been discussing about minimalism because it's not about overwhelming yourself with complex and strict routines, but rather making fitness simple and accessible, especially for parents like me who are busy at home with little ones. What I particularly appreciate about Train Well is how they strip away all the usual barriers to consistent exercise. Through their personalized face-to-face onboarding call, they help you to create an efficient and focused program that fits into those natural breaks in your days. There's no need for fancy equipment, just intentional movement that works for you and your life, whether that's at the gym or at home. As someone who thrives with guided workouts, having a personal trainer's consistent encouragement makes a huge difference for me, and I've found that having this structured yet flexible approach to fitness has become one more way to practice mindful living, because it's not just about the physical benefits, it's about creating sustainable fitness habits that support both my mental and physical well-being. So if you're also looking to make movement a more consistent part of your simplified lifestyle, you can try Train Well for free for 14 days and get matched with a personal trainer by using my link in the description box. Research shows that multitasking can slash your productivity up to 40%. The solution, though, is refreshingly simple: single tasking. When I give my full attention to one task at a time, I not only get more done, but I also end each day with greater mental clarity. Since embracing this approach, I instantly notice when I slip back into multitasking mode because my calm state shifts back to scattered thoughts and the tasks drag on much longer than necessary. Imagine how different your days would look if you stopped juggling the tasks and instead completed them each with focused attention. Think about your typical week. How often do you catch yourself saying yes to activities that drain your energy and steal time from what truly matters, like relationships, health, and interior growth? These yeses often include commitments that we actually impose on ourselves. For example, pulling out our laptop after hours just to check on a few things. So here's a minimalist approach that helps me personally on a weekly basis. Block out dedicated no time in your calendar. Just like you schedule meetings and appointments, schedule time that's completely off limits for work and commitments. In our family, we've designated Sunday as a family rest day. So this day is free from obligations and it's a time to simply be together, which makes spontaneous outings and quality time together our top priority. The key is being intentional about protecting our time, because when we say no to the non-essential, we create space to say yes to the things that actually bring meaning into our lives. How much of your precious time and energy gets wasted dealing with clutter, managing stuff, and looking for misplaced items? These daily frustrations aren't just annoying, they're stealing time and energy that could be spent on activities that truly matter to you. Giving every item a designated home helps us keep our spaces clutter-free daily, apart from the tornadoes that my toddler occasionally stirs up. But on a serious note, when everything has its own place, your space stays naturally organized and your mind becomes clearer too. This minimalist approach helps create a more calm and efficient home where you can focus on living rather than managing stuff. Imagine your life as a carefully curated garden. Just like a garden needs space for new growth, your life and your home need breathing room to flourish. Everything we add to our lives demands three things: money, which is obviously the price tag; energy, which is for maintenance and management of that said thing; and mental space, which is the cognitive load that that item brings. For example, even a simple $30 houseplant requires weekly watering, a space in your home, and the mental capacity to care for it. By following a 1-in, 1-out rule and considering these three dimensions of cost, you create opportunities to reflect. What no longer serves you? What can you let go of to make room for growth? This thoughtful approach isn't about restriction, it's about intentionally making space for what truly matters and making mindful choices that support your vision for a more purposeful life. Here's a game-changing habit that transformed my daily productivity: the 2-minute rule. As James Clear says in his book Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So if something takes less than 2 minutes to do, just do it now. Think about those small tasks that pile up throughout your day: making the bed, responding to that quick email, or even just washing that coffee mug. When we postpone these tiny tasks, they create mental clutter that piles up throughout the day and actually weighs us down. By tackling these 2-minute tasks immediately, you'll be surprised at how much lighter and focused you feel. Plus, each small win builds momentum for bigger achievements. Remember, the beauty in minimalism isn't in having less, it's in making room for more of what brings you joy, purpose, and fulfillment. These strategies are stepping stones to a more intentional and meaningful life. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where you think your own life could use a touch of minimalism in the new year, so feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you're interested in slower living, I've got a video that you might enjoy as well, so I will link that up here. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today, and I will see you in the next video.